Hello everybody, my name is Amrita and welcome back to another episode of Theresa the Third. In the last episode, we fought the sorcerer and we found out that behind that mask is Louis Leonhardt, the person that Joshua cared. He's already dead by the way, but Lord of Phantasma has revived him to be the fourth guardian and to stop us progressing. So yeah, anyway, let's just continue the story. I cannot go anywhere unless I go back to the freaking hall. Hey, where did the warp circle go? Hey, it became a door. Oh, what? Well, that's a foreboding. Actually, thinking about it, it's possible it was this door that was here first, and the warp appeared later and took its place. Huh, that would make sense. Let's just check this door first. All is one, and one is all. All begins with one, and in the end, it returns to one. Only when you have released all of the other doors shall this one open. Okay, so that means I have to go to all of the doors first before able to open that one. Gotcha. Change of plan. Today I will go to a door then, and it's going to be a moon door. Moon door 5. Let's go to there. We will hold the main story in there, and let's go straight into the moon door 5. Have I already done this door before? I'm not sure, but let's just go and check it out if I have been there. It was almost time for Matron Theresa's birthday. The children were keenly aware of this fact too. One by one, they finished their chores early and gathered to decide what to do for it. After all the matron always did for them, they wanted to make it an occasion to remember. But they still hadn't decided what to get her as a present. There had to be something out there that was perfect for her, something that would make her really happy. But what? Can you finish watering the plants then, Daniel? You can take care of the flowers bed, Polly. As for me, I'll go help with the cooking. Then we are gonna decide on what to get the matron as a present. Yep, so let's off to it. Okay. Now this just leaves Clem. Where is he? He should be back by now. This isn't the first time he's taken forever coming back home either. I should grow up. Let me help you with the cooking, matron. Oh, that's quite alright, Mary. I'll be fine. It's good for you to rest up once in a while. I'm also burdening you by having you help me and take care of the children. That's not true. It's not a burden at all. I'm happy to help. Besides, I'm the oldest one here. It's only right that I help out wherever I can. I can't sit around doing nothing when Chloe is so busy in grass either. Huh. Well, if you don't need help with the cooking, I'll go and clean our room. Klein went and messed it all up again this morning, so it could probably stand to be tidied up some. Oh, wait. Huh? What was that? I hope that you didn't try and water the chickens instead of the plants. Oh, really? I'll go and take a look just in case. Phew, so much to do. So much to do. Huh. I appreciate that she's doing so much to try and help out. But I can't help but feel that she's overworking herself a little lately. Oh, you're back then. Well, Did you manage to buy the decoration we need for Matron's birthday? No, you didn't. Don't tell me you didn't buy anything. Well, I was gonna, but I ended up hearing this real interesting story instead. What story? Several hours earlier. Oh, that person who loved to share the stories in his dialogue. A happiness stone? Indeed, it's a magical stone with a golden glow, said to bring happiness to those who possess it. I'm sure you're aware of how the goddess created this continent in ancient times. When that happened, her power showered down upon the land as an infinite number of particles. Their light radiant and divine. Most of those lights were fleeting, but not all of them. Some of those particles of light remain, hidden by mists in tall mountains. Over time, they grew in size, bit by bit, and there's the origin of the happiness stones. That's so cool! Isn't it? Still, as you can imagine, it's exceptionally rare that anyone's find one. After all, they only develop in the deepest region of the tallest mountains. That's not somewhere people go every day. But you said you did! When you went on that expedition to the far north, right? You got it. I was in the sacred mountains of Thais, a perilous place full of snow and ice. Even the slightest loss of footing would have sent me cascading into the ravines below, and the never-ceasing blizzards assaulted me from morn to night. Before I knew it, even my food supply had run out, and I was left wandering that white desert alone, not knowing how much longer I had left. At times, I had to find off the assault of vicious monsters, while at other times, I found myself almost plunged upside down the cliffside. But while the experience may have been enough to take out most ordinary men, it was enough to take me down. I clung desperately to the razor-sharp ice wall, making my way gradually farther into the mountain, never once letting my resolve waver. Man, you're so cool! No matter what happens, don't give up. That's my policy, and it should be yours too. Be like the mighty Captain O'Neill, invincible! Regardless, after overcoming countless trials and obstacles before me, I finally found that faintly glowing stone. My hands shook, but I reached out and picked it up. And the second I did, the raging winds stopped as if they had never been blowing at all. Then the morning suns began to shine down through the clouds above. That light hit the stone, and it began to glow with a glistening, radiant beauty. It was like something out of this world. I've never heard of that before. It sounds so dreamy. See? I told you it was amazing. It was just so pretty and so cool. I wish I could find a pretty magical stone like that. Haha, Mr. O'Neill tells the best stories, doesn't he? Yeah, that was a great story. Okay, move your butt, Daniel. We're gonna go find Happiness Stone. What? Are you mad? Wait a second, Clem. Where do you think you're going? Where do you think? The only tall mountains around here are the Crown Mountains. Clem said they were the tallest point in the world too. If we cannot go find ourselves a happiness stone anywhere, it's gonna be there. And we're gonna go find one. We are. I'm gonna be an invisible guy just like Mr. O'Neill was. You're going to die, kid. Clem, I understand why you're so desperate to find one. Really, I do. But Mr. O'Neill's stories are, well, you just went here with Polly, Mary. You'll be back before you know it. Let's get moving, Daniel. Wait, Clem. Just make sure your matron doesn't find out about what we are planning for our present, Mary. That's gonna be a surprise. I know that. But listen to me, Clem. Mr. O'Neill's stories are... Listen to me. God, today I just cannot voicing a high-pitched voice. It's so stupid. Both for not realizing Mr. Orna's story are all made up and for not listening to me, trying to tell him. Working some of the testaments into one doesn't make the rest of what he's saying credible. It doesn't matter how long he spent trying to find a heaven stone. It's not going to. Still, I wish they really did exist. They sound so lovely. Mary? Mary? Arthur Mary? Oh, sorry. Don't make me jump like that. You really scared me. They went away now, but we still don't know what to do for the Matron present. What are we gonna do? I'm surprised that story didn't have any effect on you. It might not be real, but I thought it was pretty touching. Touchy? She'll never be quite out there, would she? This is why I need to look out for everyone. I just let Cram and Diddle do what they want. Cram's not going to listen to us even if we go after him anyway. Which means we are going to have to think up a person ourselves. If only I knew what would be good enough. Seagull. Shall we go and have a look along the shore? There might be some pretty shells there. If we collect enough of them, we might even be able to make a necklace for her. That's also can make for a good present, right? Okay, let's get going. Okay. Oh, now we can control them. Sup, Matron? Hello, girls. Is something the matter? Nothing. Not at all. Is there any monster in the way? I wonder. Wait, this is the path that leads to ruin. We shouldn't be going this way. Fine. Oops! And there we've gone past the beach. This is the path that leads to Menoria. Oh. Made her look in the sun for seashell. Oh, a pretty winged one. It's cracked. What a shame. Nope, nothing but garbage here. What kind of terrible person would throw a used cigarette on the beach? Adults can be so awful sometimes. I can't see any nice looking ones around here. I wanna still be able to bump into Happiness Stone. This one feels kind of nice in the hand, but I'm not very fond of the color. I prefer one a little lighter. Chest. Oh, isn't this? It's a treasure chest. Do you want to see what's inside? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Much to Mary and Paul's dismay, this chest is empty as can be. No! So sad. I can't see any pretty ones around here. It seems like a good idea on paper, but I can't do much without any nice shells to use. I wish those happiness stones actually did exist. One of those would be the perfect present for the Matron. What you thinking about, Mary? That stone? Oh, yeah. Polly, do you think it's possible that happiness stone might be real? Huh? Do you want one so you can be happy? Well, that wasn't really what I meant. Just, don't you think it would be romantic if something like that really exists? Happiness is all around us. Oh hey, glowing. What's that? What? Happiness stone? I don't know. It's really shiny though. Gold chain? Wow. Oh, so that's what it was. Well, it certainly sounds romantic, but I'm sure a chain alone is going to make much of a present. We'll need a little more than that. You can have it if you want. You don't want it. It might not be fitting for a present, but it's still pretty. Take good care of it, okay? Okay. Oh. What? it's Lucia! Oh, Polly, Mary. Hey kids, having fun playing on the beach? Yes, that's right. We were trying to find some nice shells actually. Shells, huh? Well, take care, alright? I'm not gonna tell not to play here, but you just keep your eyes peeled for monsters. We will. Fortunately, there don't seem to be any here today. You going somewhere, Lucia? Well, I was. You know what the bazaar starting today in Monterey, right? We want to put up some posters for it in Ruin. You just reminded me of that, in fact. I wanna go. You just really couldn't. It'll be really fun, trust me. Okay, let's get a move on. Hey, don't tuck on my arm like that. Wasn't he one of those princesses who helped us before? I can't remember his name though. There was Karna, unless, Kurt, then him. I forgot his name too. What was his name? Mary? Mary? Sorry Polly, what is it? I want to go to the bazaar. The bazaar? Oh, right, sorry. Well, we might find something that works as a present there if we do. Okay, let's go see if we can find something. Yay! Wait a second. It's not safe to go running off on your own, Polly. Let's go together, okay? Okay. God, my voice box is dying so much. So many kids' voice killing me. Wow, that was quick. Is the orphanage really that close to the freaking village? Or we just got escaped? Can I help you? Oh, I remember your name now. It's Black! It's Gren. Do me a favor and try remembering it next time. Oh, you came after all. Well, it sounds like fun. Oh, it is. You'll have lots of fun. I guarantee it. Where in town is it being held, Lucia? It's at a cabin attached to the windmill. Go and buy tons of stuff, okay? Okay. You don't even know his name too, bloody hell. We can go farther from the village? Interesting. I'm surprised that there's no monster at all in the road. This way leads to the lighthouse, doesn't it? How did we get to turn around? That was just back in Manoria. Holy hell, we can just go farther. Huh? How did I end up coming all the way out here? I've got to head back to Manoria. Huh. Well, seems like there's something special in here. I was hoping for a chest. Whoa. A very small bazaar. Wow, this is so cool. Yeah, there's so much available here. I wonder if there's anything that would make a good present for the Matron. There has to be with all that's here. I don't know, man. It's just very small. For a bazaar, that is. A bazaar actually seems like the kind of place you might accidentally stumble upon magical items like the Heaven Stone. But I don't even know where to start. Not unless it looks like it anyway. There's something in particular you're looking for that I could help with. Maybe it won't hurt to ask. Sir, do you happen to know where I can find a happiness stone? A what? It's a stone that makes people happy just for owning it. I really couldn't tell you. Sorry, sweetie. That's alright. Sorry for the trouble. The stone is going to be hypothetical, isn't it? It's like, you know, an item that you treasure it. It's something special, but in your eyes, it is a special thing. Like a memento? Huh. You know, I do remember hearing a funny story about the Crown Mountains one time that might be worth hearing. I've got no idea if it's true or a bunch of hooey, but would you like to hear it? Yes, please. It's an old story I heard from my dad a while back. Something about them going gold all of a sudden once a year, around this time of the year, as it so happens. Apparently, if the travelers happens to be walking along them at exactly that time, they undergo what I can only describe as a strange experience. And then they become happy. Nice, isn't it? Yeah. What should we do, Polly? This actually sounds like an true after all. Maybe there really is something up in the mountains. Mary? The golden glow. Tall mountains. It all fits. Maybe there really is a famous stone to be found there. She's not listening. I suppose I want her to go and take a quick peek up there, would it? Say, Polly. You know Clem and Nadine came to the bazaar earlier, Mary? What? They came to do some shopping and said they were going to the Crown Mountains. They said they are all ready to. Seriously? I didn't even notice. Well, you're spacing out a lot lately. I can't believe they're thinking of heading into the mountains. Matron Theresa is also telling us not to go any farther from the off-furnished than Monoria. But you're not going to the mountains too. That's... I'm planning on doing it to get her a birthday present. That's very different. And only be for a minute or two. Well, in a minute or two, in the mountains, there's a big chance you might die. Besides, we've got to go and bring those two home now. That's important enough on its own. Then we can just search for the present while we are there. We can't tell the matron about this, right? Absolutely not. She can know about the birthday present, right? Let's go. Stay close to me, Polly. I don't know if I should call you brave or stupid, really. Oh, we can go to the lighthouse now. Hello? Is there anyone here? Hello? I swear, guess this day. What made you two be new here? Hello? Actually, lighthouse are pretty high up, aren't they? Sir, you haven't seen a happiness stone before, have you? Happiness stone? They're really shiny and pretty. No, I don't recall ever seeing any such a thing in all my years. Ah, that's too bad. Well, thank you anyway. Let's keep looking, Polly. I hope your back feels better, mister. I swear, kids these days. They are sharp for little devils, aren't they? A happiness stone, huh? Well, we get a nice little dialogue there, so that's worth our time. Now off to Crown Mountain we go. Say, Polly, what are you thinking about those happiness stone already are? Do you think Mr. Honest right about Tom glowing with a pretty golden light? Ah, that'll be so wonderful. Huh? What, sir? Polly? I'm not saying that I believe him or no or anything. I'm just saying if all he said is true. God damn it, it's so fast. Wait, Polly? Well, Polly got freaking kidnapped. Don't have it, she's lost. Polly! Polly! Where are you? Great. We lost her. But I'm just gonna keep getting on into the Crown Mountain anyway. Haha. Polly! Come on out! I didn't expect this is actually the right way. Polly! I can't find her anywhere. This is all my fault for being so careless. I shouldn't have taken my ass off for her. I never do this either. Somebody died do it this time. Oh, wait a second. Is this the right way? Oh, which way did they come from again? Polly! Answer me, Polly! Oh, where have you gone? Huh? Where am I? I've never been this far from the orphanage before. You are in the Crown Pass Mountain, Mary. Looks like Polly is not the only one who's lost. What am I doing? I need to be strong and look after the other children. I've got to find Polly. This is all my fault. It's all my fault. I never should believe in that silly story. I should never have taken Polly so far from the orphanage. How could I have messed up so badly? Oh, monsters. Those freaking eggs. Those freaking egg monsters that explode. So annoying. Oh yeah. I've got to find Polly. If a monster like that finds her before I do, I don't even want to think about it. Please, be safe, Polly. Polly! Polly! Where are you, Polly? Answer me, please. You're going to reach a gate at this point. Huh? Polly, please, just come out. I know I messed up, so please, just come out. I mustn't cry. I mustn't cry. She's gonna cry. Bleh, it's red chilly this time of year, huh? Who? A blizzard? Dragon? What? What? Wait, is this the happiness stone? Because it said that any travelers who came across the stone will suddenly go happy. Maybe I should go get some more You mean sleep? Who are you? Huh? Oh, what's the big deal? Don't scare a dragon like that. I thought my heart was gonna go pumping right out of my chest. Huh? What's that? Something's in my face, little buddy? You're weird. Hey, it's way not cool to laugh that much. Sorry, what are you doing here anyway? Who? Me? I was just keeping my head low while all the scary stuff was going down. Scary stuff? Like what? Like the Goris and the Oriole and Jung. Didn't you hear about them? I don't think so. Huh, okay. Are you baby dragon? Yuppers, I'm only turned 20 years old. What? Really? Why are you so surprised? That's totally normal. It is? I don't know if I should voice with a feminine voice or a masculine voice, since I don't know the gender of the dragon. I'm not so sure about that. Anyway, I'm bored. I want some grub. I should voice it with a female voice, I think. Do you know if there's any dandelions that blooms around here? Is that what you eat? Sunflowers are yummy delicious too. They taste just like the sun, no lie. I didn't know that. Oh, I know. Ta-da! You can have one of my super special sandwich. They haven't got any dandelions or sunflowers in them, but they've got some plants from our garden in them, so I'm sure they'll have sunny taste to them. Okay, open wide now. So, what do you think? That was so good! I made it all myself too. Haha, aren't I amazing? Wow, you're crazy amazing. Can I have another one? Another one? But I've only got one left, and this one's supposed to be mine. Give me half then. Pretty please? Well, as much as I could. Okay, you win. Red light, green light. It's just getting chilly now. You think? Do you have trouble dealing with the cold? Nuh-uh. I do awesome with the cold, I swear. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I'll go get her some firewood, okay? I'll get a lot of warmer if we start a fire. Just wait here, okay? Okay. Can you be fast though, please? Sure. This should be right. Oh, it's blocked. No wonder why she lost. The freaking pet got blocked. Oh, I didn't think I'd find any here. Better pick up some firewood. Here's some. Huh? I thought you were going to wait for me. But it's getting dark now. Being out in the dark alone is kinda scary. There. Feel any better now? Stop that! You're tickling me! You're so soft and you smell so nice. Huh? It smells like... I can't remember. The smell is just somehow familiar. I'll have you look for firewood too. That way it'll both be warmer. That sounds great. The smells like what? Your parents? Something? Here's some. Damn, both paths got blocked. Yay, found some! Oh. Got some! I think this should be enough. Okay, this should do. Wait, we're going to need some fire to get this started, aren't we? Don't sweat it, I got this. Hey! Wow, you can really spread fire? Anyone can do it if they practice enough. No, they can't. Uh-huh, they can. I only learned how to do it recently too. Oh, really? I wonder if I'll be able to do it if I practice enough. I'm sure you could if you practice it for 220 years like me. I'm not even going to live that long. You're so soft. And I'm sure I know this scent from somewhere. But where? This is so warm. Shit! Huh? Huh? It's gone. Is he? I guess that's it. I guess I'll go home. We finally broke free from the illusion. Or something, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the happiness stone who will save her. Or guide her, should I say. Ah! Hey, yo, what? Matron, I'm sorry. Hey, it's a happiness stone. Bloody hell, this just turned 100 really quickly. And it's a dragon. You saved me. You can fly? I'm still a kid, so yep. Can you only fly if you're little? Well, no, grown-ups can't. It just causes, problems. That's not much of an answer. Haha. Today sure was fun. What? What? Hey, are you okay? Wake up! Oh, good. She woke up. You okay, Mary? Huh? What happened to that fat monster? Monster? Were you attacked? No, but... There wasn't any monsters. Just you. That's weird. What's that elephant dream then? Mary! Mary! Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. How can you be fine? I promise Queen just so that I'll protect everyone. I promise. If anything happened to you, Clam. What do you guys get to try and do crazy things alone anyway? We were all gonna look for a better birthday present together. Don't go off and start doing then just stuff all by yourself. It's right, Mary. We were real worried about you. We were all looking for you together. All looking for you. But you went and disappeared on us. I'm sorry. And thanks. Huh? What are you taking us for? I wasn't worried or nothing. I just figured we would look for you while looking for the present. You remember how Clem forgot to buy those decorations when he was in Mr. Ornette's shop, right? That was why we went over to the bazaar to do a bunch of shopping there, so we could get what we needed for Matron's birthday. He said we had to go to do it because it'll be a big pain in the butt for you. Shh! Don't tell her everything! Anyway, then we headed over to the Corntails and... You're hurting me, Clem. I was so happy for some reason. I feel like I just had a dream. A really, really nice dream. It's the happiness stone. Mary? Are you okay? You aren't feeling sick or something, are you? Are you alright? Feeling dizzy or nauseous? Oh, I'm fine. I was just stressing out a little. What's happened, you see? Okay then. Okay, troops, let's start heading back. What? But we still haven't found a person yet. Maybe not, but you're all done right exhausted from looking around for one. The young lady here looks like she could do with some serious napping too. I'm fine, honestly. Nope, not hearing it. Well, let's get you all back home, so take it easy and get some rest for today. If any of you were to get sick from overexerting themselves, the matron would be really upset, wouldn't she? You can always keep searching for a person tomorrow. I'll give you a hand, okay? Wow, really? You're pretty cool for a guy who looks so boring. Oh! Ouch. Just kick me down while you are at it, why don't you? Huh? What's this? Wow, it looks... You don't think that could be... Wow! It's a happiness stone! Yeah, it must be. Clem suddenly claimed that he had an idea as he took an old pendant out of his pocket. He grumbled that it was only something he stumbled upon at the bazaar. With everyone's encouragement... Oh, wait, this is mere POV. With everyone's encouragement, I decided to try setting the happiness stone in the center in hopes that it would fit. It fit perfectly too. It was as if they were always meant to be together. Paul's coordination turned out to be the perfect length as well. Finally, we placed it in the small box that Daniel had given him, wrapped it in wrapping paper, and the perfect necklace was born. Hey, he joined in. Huh, this is the same smell that monsters gave off. Is that because I gave her the happiness stone? Mary? I understand now. It's the warm smell of happiness. Side story, The Happiness Stone, finish. We finally got it. Well, that's it for this episode, everyone. My name is Rita and I'm going to end it here, and we just saw one of the orphanage kids' side story in this game. So yeah, that's a pretty nice expansion for the world building of this game, which is why I love this game so much, because they care a lot about the world building, and not only the main story, but the other story as well. Anyway, I'm going to stop it here. I hope you guys have a nice day, everyone. Peace out and goodbye.